Your body has started sending little warnings, but your brain still sees dirt roads, long horizons, and real adventure. This video is for riders whose knees, hips, and back want more room and softer suspension, not cramped racer ergonomics. We will walk through adventure and adventure sport bikes that put comfort first, with real seat heights, ergonomics, and price ranges that make sense after 50. Wait until you hear about the one with no gears and almost silent vibration. Number 15. Royal Enfield Himalayan 411. The Royal Enfield Himalayan 411 is a calm, low-stress gateway to adventure for riders who want simple controls and real comfort more than big power or flashy gadgets. You get a friendly 411 class single with easy torques and down low, plush long travel suspension, and a lowish seat that lets shorter or older riders find real confidence at a stop instead of tiptoes and anxiety. The weight is not featherlight, yet it sits lower and balanced, so moving it around stays manageable for tired joints and stiff knees. Bars sit naturally upright, pegs are neutral, and your knee bend is relaxed instead of folded, which older hips and lower backs appreciate on rough country pavement. Stock seat foam is soft, and if you want all-day comfort, you can fit a wider saddle and make this little bike feel surprisingly plush. Out on the road, the mellow motor and gentle gearing keep vibration low at legal speeds, so your hands and neck stay relaxed instead of buzzing. One rider shared, "Tough as a tractor engine. I put 25,000 kilometers on it across India. Never died once, even made it to Ladakh and back. It is happiest on back roads, gravel lanes, and ADV trips, not on hours of interstate, so think scenic routes rather than left lane domination." When it was new, the Himalayan sat at the affordable end of the ADV spectrum, and on the used market, it still gives solid value if you check service and keep up with oil and valve intervals. It suits returning riders, smaller seniors, and anyone who wants low height confidence, simple upkeep, and a machine that encourages gentle exploration instead of ego. Downsides are honest and easy to live with. Limited power, basic brakes, and simple electronics. If that upright stance and relaxed pace sound good, but you want more smooth highway strength and classic German long-distance feel, the next bike might be your step up. Number 14. BMW F800 GS. The BMW F800 GS is the real sweet spot for riders who want honest touring range and strong highway pace without wrestling a huge boxer every time they leave the driveway. A mid-weight ADV machine that still feels stable and confident on long riding days. The parallel twin gives you smooth, practical power with enough shove for freeway speeds, while the engine hums in a low vibration zone that older hands and shoulders can live with. The chassis has good ground clearance, yet with the right seat or a lowering kit, it becomes surprisingly approachable for riders who do not want a towering saddle. Upright seating, a useful stock screen, and wide bars put your spine in a neutral position so your back, neck, and wrists share the workload instead of one area taking all the strain. The standing position on gravel is natural, with a narrow waist at the tank that makes it simple to grip with the knees, something that helps control when reflex is slow. Newer 800 platforms with modern electronics bring cruise control, traction aids, and heated grips, all of which support long-distance comfort. Older used F800 GS models can be smart buys, but they reward a careful look at suspension, wheels, and charging systems, so you keep that reliable feel and avoid surprise workshop bills. This bike suits riders who like the idea of BMW travel DNA, but find the big GS too heavy, too tall, or simply too expensive to justify in retirement. Drawbacks include real height for shorter inseams, some wind buffeting if you never tweak the screen, and the usual upkeep needs of a serious ADV machine. From that German precision and long-haul focus, we are going to something far cheaper that still gives you an upright stance, hard luggage, and comfort without smashing the retirement budget. If you are over 40 and still dreaming about gravel roads and long trips, hit subscribe and stay here with us for more serious comfort advice, honest seat, height talk, and bikes that let you ride without your body yelling back. Number 13. CF Moto 650 Adventura. The CF Moto 650 Adventura is the value-first adventure tourer for riders who want comfort and practicality without a prestige badge. A budget-friendly machine that still feels capable on real roads. You get a mid-size parallel twin with enough power to cruise at legal highway speeds with a calm engine character that will not overwhelm someone coming back to riding. Road-focused wheels, a decent fuel tank, and standard luggage on many trims make it feel like a proper tourer, so you can pack weekend bags without loading your back. Ergonomics are upright and sensible, with an easy bar reach and neutral pegs that keep hip and knee angles relaxed instead of cramped. and the wide stock seat can be swapped for something more plush if you plan all-day rides. The windscreen gives good chest and helmet protection once you adjust it, trimming long-distance fatigue for your neck and shoulders. And the suspension is tuned on the softer side, which older spines usually prefer on broken pavement. One rider shared, "My son has had his 650 Adventura for almost a year now. He rides it for an hour to work every day. The only thing he dislikes is that it is too quiet." The big win here is budget. New prices undercut many Japanese and European rivals, and used examples are often nearly new with low miles because people bought them as first Adv bikes. If you shop used, pay attention to dealer support in your region, warranty history, and basic care, since a reliable local shop matters as much as specs. This bike suits riders who ride mostly on pavement, want wind protection luggage, and a comfortable triangle, and care more about value and smooth daily use than top-spec suspension. Light negatives include a weight-to-power balance that feels more touring than sport, lower brand prestige, and a dealer network that can be thin in some areas. If you like the idea of comfort and character more than spreadsheets, the next bike adds a V-twin heart, a plush touring seat, an old-school charm that still looks after your joints when the miles stack up. Number 12. Moto Guzzi V85 TT Travel. The Moto Guzzi V85 TT Travel is for riders who want character, comfort, and easygoing miles more than outright speed. An adventure tourer that feels rugged enough for gravel yet civil on real roads. Its air-cooled transverse V-twin makes calm, usable torque, and the shaft drive gives quiet, reliable drive with almost no greasy chainwork. A real relief if your knees hate crouching with lube. The mid-weight chassis feels stable once rolling, less bulky than flagships, and the travel trim adds hard luggage, a taller screen, and auxiliary lights, so late finishes feel less stressful. Ergonomics are a strength, with an upright triangle, wide bars, generous legroom, and a broad plush saddle that lets hips, knees, and lower back stay relaxed instead of locking solid after an hour. Wind protection from the tall screen builds a calmer pocket around the helmet and chest, cutting vibration, noise, and long fatigue so your neck and shoulders feel fresher when you finally park. Controls are simple and logical, with clear instruments and riding modes that feel helpful rather than fussy. Brand new, the travel version usually lands in the mid-teens for dollar pricing, buying shaft drive simplicity, full luggage, and distinctive Italian style that still feels practical. On the used market, you will often find examples in the high single to low double thousands of dollars, worth a look if service records and shaft drive care look solid. It suits riders who love character and smooth progress. Happy to trade top speed for low vibration, roomy, ergonomic seats, and light day-to-day upkeep. Downsides are that it is not the quickest in its class, the dealer network is smaller than Japanese rivals, and the seat height can feel challenging for very short inseams. But if the fit works, it becomes a satisfying partner for long, relaxed trips. Number 11. KTM 790 Adventure. The KTM 790 Adventure is for riders who want genuine exploration, but now care just as much about control, comfort, and sensible weight as about peak power. A twin that feels serious without feeling punishing. Its parallel twin serves up mid-range torque with a smooth pull, and the distinctive low-slung fuel tanks keep weight down near your boots, so the bike feels more stable and balanced at low speeds than the tall stance suggests, which older riders find reassuring. The riding position is tall but roomy, with a narrow waist that helps riders reach the ground, wide bars that give leverage, and a standing posture on the pegs that feels natural on gravel roads. Long travel suspension can be tuned from firm to quite plush, and when you soften things, it takes the sting out of potholes and washboard, so your spine and wrists stay more relaxed. Top speed of KTM 790 Adventure. The screen gives chest protection, and owners add a spoiler or taller option to trim buffeting, which keeps head and neck fatigue under control on highway stretches. Electronics are supportive, with traction control, ride mode, and ABS options that let you choose how much support you want on loose surfaces, and an optional quick shifter can reduce left-hand work. New, the 790 Adventure sits mid-pack in European adventure pricing, and on the used market examples where crash bars, better seats, and luggage, giving solid value if you check for clean service history. It suits riders who enjoy unpaved roads and mountain passes, but do not want the bulky, costly power of the largest models, delivering a lively yet controlled ride. Downsides are that seat height remains significant, electronics add complexity compared with simple singles, and the stock saddle can feel firm on all-day slogs, but with tweaks, this can become a really capable and comfortable partner for long trips. Number 10. Triumph Tiger Sport 660. The Triumph Tiger Sport 60 is for riders who like the vision of adventure styling, but mostly live on pavement. A light middleweight that gives upright comfort and everyday practicality. Triumph's compact triple is the heart, an engine known for smooth, flexible power that pulls from low revs and spins when you want to play, with little high-frequency vibration at the bars or pegs. The riding position is upright and natural, with a sensible reach to the bars, a seat height riders can manage, and a relaxed knee angle so your hips and lower back stay relaxed instead of folded. A slim tank makes the bike easy to grip with your legs at slow speeds, helping you feel stable and in control. Suspension is tuned for real roads, firm enough to feel precise in corners, but compliant enough to blunt broken tarmac so your spine does not complain. The stock windscreen is simple yet useful, pushing air off your chest when adjusted well, which cuts noise, reduces fatigue, and keeps you alert on highway runs. Electronics are straightforward, with modern ABS and basic aids that feel helpful rather than fussy. And optional luggage turns the bike into a tidy light tour. New prices sit below large adventure machines, giving you a European triple with solid build quality and comfort at a sensible cost. And on the used market, low-mile bikes mean value if you choose carefully. This Tiger Sport suits riders who mostly ride sealed roads, want a touch of sporty character, and prefer a bike that is easier to push around the garage, yet still offers upright comfort and useful wind protection. The flip side is, it is not aimed at heavy off-road, and the fuel tank is smaller than giant tourers. But for many, that is a fair trade for a nimble, confident, low-stress machine. Number 9. Moto Guzzi Stelvio. Moto Guzzi's new Stelvio is for riders who want a big V that feels like a rolling lounge and still eats distance. The liquid-cooled V-twin from the V100 platform plus shaft drive means smooth torque, no chain grime, and little daily fuss. It is tall, but the weight sits low and stable, so it calms down quickly once you're moving. The riding position is classic Guzzi comfort, neutral, and slightly relaxed, with wide bars and a broad seat that spreads weight so hips and lower back stay happier on long days. The adjustable screen and wide fairing carve out a stable pocket of air, which helps the neck muscles and helmet noise more than any spec sheet power brake. Top trims add radar-assisted cruise and electronic aids, so long highway slogs feel calmer and safer for older riders. Exhaust sound of Moto Guzzi Stelvio. The semi-active style suspension can be set softer for plush touring or firmer for twisty work, keeping the bike composed with luggage and a passenger. New prices land in the upper mid-range of ADV machines, but you are paying for comfort features and modern safety tech. Early demo and low-mileage used bikes are already appearing at a discount, so check for clean service history, fresh software, and smooth operation of the electronics. It suits riders planning multi-day trips who want a plush, upright tourer that still looks adventurous instead of like a pure luxury barge. Downsides are predictable. It is tall and heavy at walking pace. The entry price is not small, and dealer coverage is thinner than the big Japanese brands. If that sounds like too much mass, the next bike drops weight and gives you a lively twin that keeps your joints relaxed when the pavement ends. Number 8. Aprilia Tuareg 660. The Aprilia Tuareg 660 is for riders who still want real trails and gravel, but refuse to accept brutal seats and cramped-in knees. It looks like a rally bike, with long suspension travel, a 21-inch front wheel, and a tall stance. Yet if you set the sag, it can feel plush for an older back. The parallel twin is tuned for real-world mid-range, so you get smooth torque instead of buzzy top-end drama, and can roll through dirt or back roads at a relaxed pace. The chassis is slim through the tank and seat, which helps shorter inseams reach the ground and makes standing on the pegs feel natural rather than like a circus trick. Ergonomics are upright and open, with enough legroom that aging hips and knees can move. And the seat, while firmer than a pure touring couch, stays supportive for several hours before you start hunting for fuel or coffee. For a dirt-biased bike, wind protection is solid, with a small screen and front fairing that takes sharp air off your chest so your neck and shoulders stay calmer on long transitions between trail sections. New pricing puts it in the middle of the adventure segment, and used examples are showing up as good value for riders who want serious suspension without paying for a flagship. It suits older riders who enjoy technical gravel and forest roads but do not want a punishing enduro, and who appreciate electronics that improve control instead of adding clutter. Weak points are the tall seat, a thinner dealer network than Japanese brands, and the fact that many distance riders will want a more plush aftermarket saddle for all-day highway work. If that sounds a bit too dirt first, the next bike takes a similar engine size and tilts the whole package toward plush road, touring, and easy daily luxury. If this is helping you find bikes, your knees, hips, and back will thank you for it. Hit like and drop a hype. It tells YouTube there are still riders who care about real comfort. Number 7. Ducati Multistrada V2. The Ducati Multistrada V2 is the road-biased adventure bike for riders who want premium comfort without stepping up to the big V4 flagship. You sit in a tall but friendly triangle, upright with a slight lean that keeps your back calm, and bars fall natural to hand, so your shoulders and wrists stay relaxed. The V-twin engine is tuned for broad mid-range rather than peak numbers, which means strong passing power at real-world revs and very smooth fueling. A big deal in slow traffic where choppy throttle can wreck confidence. On the V2S, Ducati's semi-active suspension is a real gift for older riders, letting you choose softer plush touring modes or firmer support at a button press instead of crawling on the garage floor. The fairing and screenwork, carving out a calm pocket that keeps your helmet from being shaken around and taking strain off your neck over long highway runs. New pricing puts the base V2 in the higher middle of the adventure class and the S above that. But you are buying comfort features, cruise control, refined electronics, and suspension that adapts to luggage and passengers. The used market is rich with earlier Multistrada 950 and first wave V2 models already dressed with touring packs and comfort seats. A great value if the service history is clean and the electronics behave. It suits riders who spend most of their time on tarmac, want a bike that feels premium and agile, but do not want the sheer bulk, height, or cost of a full-size flagship. Downsides are higher service costs than simple twins, a seat height that can feel tall for shorter legs, and an engine that likes to be revved, which some relaxed riders love and others may find busy. From this Italian tarmac specialist, we move next to a Scandinavian-style twin that blends KTM heart with extra plushness for riders who want comfort and character together. Number 6. Husqvarna Norden 901, including Expedition. The Husqvarna Norden 901 is the bike you pick when you still want adventure, comfort, and KTM character, but you do not want a twitchy race replica punishing joints. Power comes from a parallel twin around 890 cubic centimeters, tuned for strong mid-range rather than top-end, so you get smooth roll-on and little harsh vibration at touring speeds. Long travel, suspension, and adventure-sized wheels give you gravel and durability, while low tanks keep the center of gravity stable and make slow turns and parking lot work feel less intimidating. The riding triangle is friendly, with a broad plush seat, wide bars, and a relaxed knee angle that lets older hips and knees stay relaxed instead of jammed into a tight crouch. The Expedition version adds comfort with upgraded suspension, taller screen, skid plate, and luggage that make trips feel simple to pack and easy to ride. Wind protection is better than the rally look suggests, and riders report a quiet pocket with mild helmet buffeting, which keeps your neck and shoulders calmer. New, you are looking at a price in the mid-teens, which is not cheap but buys strong ability out there, advanced electronics, and long service intervals. Used, there are bikes in the mid-teens with extras fitted, as long as you check service records and gentle off-road use. It suits riders who want to stand on the pegs, see a dirt road, and smile, but also want a softer saddle, calmer engine, and better stability than a pure rally replica. The negatives are clear. It is tall, not featherlight, and the stock seat can feel firm if your idea of comfort is a gold wing pillow. If that sounds appealing, but you would rather stay mostly on pavement and hear a triple sing than a twin thump, the next bike is your long-distance chair. Number 5. Triumph Tiger 800X, RX, and XRT. The Triumph Tiger 800X and XRT are what you buy when you want a plush, smooth partner and you care about comfort as much as speed. The 800 cubic centimeter triple is the star here, with linear pull and vibration that make highway crews feel relaxed instead of frantic. For older riders, that calm character matters because fewer high-frequency vibes through the bars, pegs, and seat means less hidden stress on fingers, elbows, and neck. The ergonomics are upright tour, wide bars with an easy reach, a supportive seat with adjustable height, and pegs that let most riders sit with a natural hip and knee angle, gold for aging knees and lower back. On the XRT, you get heated grips, a heated seat, and extra comforts that turn cold. Damp starts into something spoiled in a good way. The suspension is road biased, but tuned to be supple rather than harsh, so broken tarmac and expansion joints are handled with a gentle, controlled motion instead of sharp hits that punch your spine. Wind protection is solid, with an adjustable screen and side deflectors that carve out a quiet pocket. Good enough that many riders never bother chasing perfect still air. These bikes are no longer sold new in many markets, so the value sits in the used lane, where clean XRX and XRT examples usually fall between mid-$5,000 and mid-$7,000, still under many newer mid-weight ADV prices. Check fork and shock condition, service history, and any electronics quirks. But a sorted Tiger is a reliable, comfortable friend. It suits riders who spend time on pavement, maybe with the odd gravel lane, and who want triple smoothness and plush seating without the size and weight of a touring rig. If you like that idea, but still want more off-road style and rally flair, the next Ducati brings that look with more comfort than you expect. If you want more straight talk for real-world riders over 40, hit subscribe and ride along with us. Because we chase comfort, control, and confidence more than lap times, and we want your knees, spine, and shoulders to stay happy every single season. Number 4. Ducati Desert X. The Ducati Desert X looks like a wild desert racer, but under the fairing is a comfort-focused machine for riders who still want adventure without extra pain. Power comes from a Testis Stretta V-twin of 937 cubic centimeters, tuned for strong mid-range torque so you can short shift in the mid-range instead of chasing the red line, which keeps the motor smooth and the pace relaxed on long days. Long travel. Suspension gives off-road ability, yet with softer settings, it turns plush on broken tarmac, taking the sting out of potholes that beat up wrists and lower back. The riding triangle is tall but thoughtful, with a narrow waist that helps shorter riders reach the ground more confidently, an upright torso that supports easy breathing, and a firm seat you can swap for a thicker touring saddle for all-day comfort. Wind protection is better than many expect, and a taller screen option carves a stable pocket of air that calms helmet shake and neck strain. The electronics bring ride modes, traction control, ABS, and an optional quick shifter tuned to support control when rain, gravel, or fatigue show up. New, the Desert X sits in the upper mid-range, but you are paying for quality suspension, strong brakes, and modern safety tech, not just style. On the used market, early bikes appear with crash bars, racks, and comfort seats, saving money if you confirm service history. It suits riders who still want to see a fire road and smile, who enjoy Italian character and accept extra fuel and tire cost. The negatives are simple. It is tall, the stock seat can feel firm, and service costs run higher than a mellow single or budget twin. But if your heart still jumps at real dirt and your body still wants support instead of punishment, the Desert X becomes a rare blend of adventure and genuine senior-friendly refinement. Number 3. KTM 1290 Super Adventure S. If you are an experienced rider who still wants real speed, deep stability, and long-distance comfort, the KTM 1290 Super Adventure S is the big orange armchair that still pulls hard when you ask. Parked in the drive, it looks massive, towering, and powerful. Yet once you sit down in the open cockpit, the wide bars and broad seat feel closer to a touring chair than a skinny trail bike. The big V-twin makes thick, low-revvy torque, so at motorway pace, it just loafs along, giving you smooth thrust, gentle vibration, and a relaxed feel at the controls. Semi-active suspension reads the road for you and keeps the chassis remarkably stable over patched tarmac, frost scars, and broken back roads that would beat up a cheaper machine. The riding position is kind to older joints, with a supportive saddle, good legroom, wide bars that keep your shoulders relaxed, and an adjustable screen that can create a quiet pocket of air once you dial it in. Brakes are serious with strong radial calipers, clever ABS, and rider aids like traction control and cruise control that genuinely cut fatigue when you stack up hour after hour. New, the 1290 sits at the premium end of the adventure class, and used examples still hold value, but you get luxury touches like heated grips, solid luggage mounts, and a cockpit built for distance. It suits confident riders who are happy managing a tall, heavier bike at walking pace, who want huge passing speed, strong weather protection, and all-day comfort rather than chasing lap times. The flip side is that tight city streets and parking lots demand respect, drops are costly, and maintenance on a big high-tech V-twin is not cheap. So you need to be sure you really want this much machine for your kind of riding. If this helped you sort the noise and find bikes your joints might thank you for, hit like and subscribe so more riders find honest, comfort-focused videos. Number 2. Benelli TRK 502X. The Benelli TRK 502X gives you big bike presence, steady stability, and honest comfort without demanding big money, which matters when you would rather fund trips than endless monthly payments. Walk up to it, and the tall screen, Broad tan and long wheelbase make it look imposing and adventure-ready. Yet once you climb on, most taller riders find the upright posture and wide bars feel natural and relaxed. The parallel twin engine makes mid-range focused power in a smooth, linear way that matches real road limits, so you can roll along back roads and smaller highways without chasing redline drama or suffering harsh vibration. From the saddle, you sit fairly high with a good view. The seat is broad and reasonably plush for this price, and the generous distance between seat and pegs can keep long legs and older knees happier than many slimmer, mid-sized bikes. Suspension comes set on the soft side, something aging spines often welcome, because the fork and shock soak up potholes and patch tarmac, while the tall fairing and side panels add useful weather protection for chest and shoulders. New, the TRK usually undercuts Japanese and European rivals by a healthy margin, and used examples are often genuine bargain options, especially when previous owners have already fitted luggage, crash bar, and other touring extras. It suits taller riders who love the appearance and stance of large adventure bikes, ride mostly on pavement, and care more about value, comfort, and an easy pace than blasting past traffic with brute speed. The trade-offs are simple. The bike is heavy for the horsepower, dealer support can be patchy, real off-road play shows the limits, but as a budget companion, it delivers years of simple upright miles on calm trips. Number 1. Zero DSR/X Electric Adventure. The Zero DSR/X points adventure riding toward the future, trading engine clatter for silent torque, no shifting, and almost zero vibration, which feels like a gift if your joints are tired of being punished. Swing a leg over and you find an upright stance, neutral peg position, and broad seat that builds a relaxed posture, while the missing clutch lever and gear pedal make the cockpit feel cleaner and less fussy. Twist the throttle and the electric motor delivers instant, smooth drive with no flat spots. So pulling away, merging, or slipping past traffic happens with steady control instead of a noisy rush of revs and gear changes. The chassis follows a modern adventure tour recipe: decent suspension travel, upright bars, and luggage options. And the low vibration character means grumpy wrists, elbows, and lower back are less likely to flare during a long day out. Day-to-day, home charging turns the bike into a reliable partner for commuting, errands, and local day rides, with no oil changes, valve checks, or clutch service to plan around. Just tires, brakes, and the occasional software update. Now, pricing sits in the same premium band as high-end petrol adventure bikes, and used examples are still rare but growing, while saved fuel and low maintenance can soften the sting if you ride regularly. It suits riders who mostly do day loops or commuting, who have a secure place to plug in, and who value smooth, quiet miles and effortless operation more than crossing several states in one hit. The trade-offs are clear. Sustained motorway cruising eats range faster, charging takes longer than fuel stops, and dealer coverage is thinner than the big Japanese brands. But for the right rider, the DSR/X delivers joint-friendly, modern comfort. Click the next video for our deep dive on reliable, long-mileage bikes. Then subscribe for more comfort and control-focused riding guides that keep you riding strong.